Live from ABC7, this is Eyewitness News at 7 p.m. on LA56.
A change of heart for Sony. The studio reverses its decision and will now release the interview just in time for Christmas.
A search for clues after an elderly woman is found stabbed to death at her home. Tonight, police are looking for a motive and her killer.
A violent rapist out on parole cuts off his GPS monitor and runs tonight. A warning from police. Good evening. I'm Colleen Sullivan.
I'm David Ona. Welcome to Eyewitness News at LA56, LA's only live local newscast at 7 p.m. And a change of heart for Sony Pictures. Despite threats from hackers who've already released company secrets, the studio will now play The Interview in some theaters on Christmas Day. The controversial film is a comedy about an assassination attempt on North Korea's leader. And Eyewitness News reporter Alex Michelson is live in Los Feliz with more from moviegoers. Alex.
Well, David, The Interview has become a lot more than just a movie. It really now is a symbol. And at theaters like the one behind me, demand to see it is high. The marquee has already changed at the Mission Grove Theater in Riverside, and tickets are on sale for The Interview playing Christmas Day.
We have to. We're Americans. No one tells us what to do. We do what we want. And we need to see the movie. If nothing else, at least buy a ticket.
In Los Feliz tonight, some feel an almost patriotic duty to see the film after the FBI says North Korea hacked Sony to stop it from being released.
I wasn't even that interested in it beforehand, but when it was canceled, I was like, now I want to stand up for the movie.
Are you glad that they're playing the movie?
Yeah, just for the fact that we're not scared of watching a movie that, is making fun of a dictator.
You want us to kill the leader of North Korea?
What? Many of the country's biggest theater chains decided against showing the film after hackers threatened a 9/11-style Christmas Day attack on moviegoers.
It's just not something to joke about. I mean, what if somebody went and made a movie about assassinating Obama?
But when several smaller theaters offered to play the film, Sony agreed, prompting star Seth Rogen to tweet, quote, "The people have spoken. Freedom has prevailed. Sony didn't give up." Hello, North Korea! In recent days, much of North Korea has been without internet after a likely hack on that country. The Obama administration won't confirm or deny any role.
Ask the North Koreans if their internet wasn't working. I can't speculate on why that was if it wasn't. I can't confirm the reports that it actually wasn't.
President Obama did issue a statement today applauding Sony for its decision to release the movie. Remember, on Friday, he had called out Sony and said the decision not to release the movie was a mistake. As for the FBI, officials say that they are in communication with movie theater owners, and they are urging all moviegoers to remain vigilant on Christmas Day. Reporting live from Los Feliz tonight, Alex Michelson, ABC7. Eyewitness News.
Alex, thank you. And Sony's decision to now release The Interview has a lot of people talking, from others in the industry to people curious about now seeing this film. Many people are questioning Sony's motives. Are you going to see this movie? If you are, we want to see the crowds. Take a picture or video, post it with the hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness News, and you can also upload it to the ABC7 app.
It's a murder that has left neighbors in shock and detectives searching for clues tonight. An 86-year-old woman stabbed to death inside her home on Beechwood near First Street in the upscale neighborhood of Windsor Square. Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Granda spoke with police and the victim's friends.
The body of Antonia Yeager is taken out of her home. Police say the 86-year-old woman lived alone in this spacious house on the 100 block of North Beechwood Drive. Detectives say she was murdered.
The scene that we're seeing is consistent with this lady being attacked inside. There is some blood that is visible that would be consistent with a stab wound.
One of Yeager's friends was distraught this morning when she heard the tragic news.
And she was a lovely woman, and we enjoyed doing a lot of social and community charity things together.
Yeager was a longtime resident of this area. Her body was first discovered by her caretaker at around 7 p.m. last night. Friends described her as a lovely woman.
I can't believe it. I can't. And the way how she died, it's horrible.
Suzanne Beretti knew Yeager for 10 years. They got together just this past Sunday for an early Christmas dinner.
Very nice and very good heart. She enjoyed her life.
LAPD detectives spent hours searching the property. They even brought in a helicopter to check out the roof. There were no signs of forced entry.
Looking for any kind of physical evidence, looking for blood, fingerprints, footprints, anything that will help us identify the person that was involved in this.
This has residents in this neighborhood on edge. They say there are occasional burglaries here, but nothing like this.
I'd be locking my doors and making sure everything is buttoned up and taking extra precaution.
And investigators are asking for the public's help. Anyone who might have seen anything unusual in this neighborhood last night is asked to call detectives at 1-877 LAPD 24/7. Reporting from Windsor Square, I'm Carlos Granda, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
All right, we're getting some breaking news out of Houston, Texas. We're getting reports that George H.W. Bush, our 41st president, has been rushed to Houston Methodist Hospital by ambulance because he has been experiencing shortness of breath. He is 90 years old right now. You may recall he was being our 41st president, elected in 1988 and acted as president from 1989 to 1992. He served one term, and of course he is the father of President George W. Bush. So we will try to get more information on that, but right now, sent to the hospital, Houston Methodist Hospital, due to shortness of breath. We'll get you more. In the meantime, things are back to normal at LAX after a scare at Terminal 4 on this very busy travel day. Airport police say a suspicious device was found in a screening machine this afternoon. Los Angeles Police bomb squad officials responded, and the immediate area was briefly evacuated. It is not clear what the bomb squad found, but the airport has returned to normal operations with all roads back open.
An arrest has been made in a hit-and-run accident that injured a South Pasadena couple and their baby. 38-year-old Tiffany Loden from Whittier turned herself in. Her Nissan was damaged in the accident. It was found abandoned in West LA. The Hollands were hit Sunday in the crosswalk at Columbia and Orange Grove. The wife and daughter were hospitalized. The husband was treated on the scene. Their dog died in the accident. Media-driven tips led to the quick arrest. The family is very grateful.
Actually, there's no resolve. We were just left there on the pavement, bleeding, and she drove away from that.
Loden is charged with felony hit and run. Her bail has been set at $50,000.
A paroled sex offender is on the loose after cutting off his GPS monitor device. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell found out tonight. LA police are asking for the public's help in trying to track him down.
43-year-old Joseph Serapiglia has been on the run since last Friday. The registered sex offender was released from prison 8 months ago after serving 23 years for attempted murder and rape.
This is an individual who has shown a propensity to violence. In 1991, he committed a heinous act on an individual, a very young mother of two, was put into prison.
Serapiglia had been sentenced to 42 years behind bars for his crimes. He was released on parole to live in the city of San Fernando.
As a court order of that parole, he was given a GPS bracelet, and a couple of days later, he has now cut it off and he's escaped authorities.
He was seen in the San Fernando Valley last week. His GPS monitor was last tracked in the area of Sepulveda Boulevard and Roscoe in Panorama City. Word of his escape is frightening to residents and operators of local businesses.
There's people that actually walk in the middle of the night and have kids, and seeing somebody that's a rapist, yeah, it's scary.
And just to hear that someone like that's out there, I'm not surprised, but to know for a fact that he is out here roaming the streets, it really is concerning. And hopefully we catch him quickly. I'll definitely be keeping my eyes out for him.
Police stress that they consider this missing parolee very dangerous. They say if you see him, don't confront him, call authorities immediately. In Panorama City, Amy Powell, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
A moment of silence in New York City today for the 2 police officers who were killed in an ambush attack over the weekend. Mayor Bill de Blasio spoke out during the observance at City Hall. Critics have accused the mayor of encouraging an anti-police fervor that contributed to the officers' deaths. But today he tried to calm the tension, saying the city's police force must be respected.
There's a lot of pain right now. We have to work our way through that pain. We have to keep working to bring police and community closer together.
The mayor and his wife also visited the scene of the shootings and left flowers in tribute to the 2 officers.
Nearly 24 new police officers are ready to hit the streets of Los Angeles. The graduates were sworn in during a ceremony in downtown LA today. 21 will work for the LAPD, 1 for the airport police, and 1 for the Port of Los Angeles. This comes at a time when tensions are high across the country between police officers and the public.
I wanted to serve and protect my community. So it has been tough what has been going on the past few months, but that encourages me even more to get out there and do my job.
During the graduation ceremony, the department chaplain reminded the class that they are not going out to the streets of Los Angeles as warriors, but as peacekeepers.
If you were outside today, you noticed we had some very warm temperatures 2 days before Christmas. Jonathan,
I know.
Tell you.
It's ridiculous. 84 in San Gabriel's our high today, 85 at Disneyland. I mean, absurdly warm this afternoon. It was windy, too. Van Nuys, you were seeing gusts about 30 or more today, just over 30. Right now, winds have calmed a little bit, 13 out of the north, and a wind advisory that was around the area has been pulled for now. 70 degrees at Van Nuys. Other temperatures this evening, well, we've cooled down all the way to 73 in Santa Clarita. It is a mild evening, 65 in Long Beach, 67. You see some updates right there live for you, 69 in Ojai, 42, Big Bear at the moment. So there is a high wind watch for tomorrow night. Okay, this is just issued as of this afternoon for tomorrow night for portions of the Antelope Valley all the way into the mountains of Ventura County, Santa Barbara County, and LA County. Why? There's a system heading our way, and it's going to be bringing some changes, cooler changes, that already start tomorrow. Look at that, 74 by 1 p.m. Temperatures are dropping, and maybe some snow in some portions of the area. I'll tell you about that coming up in the full forecast.
Thank you, Jonathan. Wall Street rally continues, helping the Dow to a new milestone today, closing above 18,000 points. The blue chip index gained 64 points today to close at 18,024. Consumer specialist Rick Romero shows us what's driving this market.
It may have been a surprise to many analysts that today's report on the GDP, or gross domestic product, showed a surge to its best level in 11 years. But hearing that U.S. economic growth is rising nearly 5% annually had quite an impact on the stock market today.
I think it's indicative of the strength of the economy and the fact that people are feeling more confident and more comfortable and are spending some money.
And Alan Whitman of Morgan Stanley says all this is without a hint of inflation yet. Last week, Fed Chairperson Janet Yellen made it very clear the Feds would not be raising interest rates anytime soon, helping to keep inflation in check. Because of what she said, some investors are now calling this week in the market the Yellen Claus rally. Another factor impacting the market are gas prices, which have declined 89 days in a row, even here in car-crazed Southern California. In LA County, a gallon of gas today is averaging $2.74. A month ago, it was $3.13, and we paid $3.64 a gallon just 1 year ago. And with cheaper gas, consumers have more bucks in their pockets to spend this holiday season. In fact, data is showing that consumer sentiment is at its highest level in 8 years.
I think people want to have a reason to spend money. They want to feel good about spending money, and knowing that they have a few extra dollars in their pocket because of lower prices helps.
Finally, job growth had its sharpest one-month increase in 3 years, with employers adding 321,000 jobs in November. All of this added up to an especially cheerful closing bell. But despite all of this good news, Whitman is reminding all investors not to get overly confident and make bad decisions. He says the market goes up and it goes down, so it's best to have a plan and stick to it. This is Rick Romero, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Only one full shopping day left until Christmas. Still ahead, we get a look at the last-minute rush.
Plus, going home for the holidays, the big question, will you make it? The holiday travel nightmare affecting millions.
And it's a delivery disaster. Dashcam video catches holiday packages falling out of a FedEx truck. A FedEx truck made some unexpected deliveries while driving along a Colorado road, and it was all captured by a driver who noticed something wrong.
So here is why somebody's not getting Christmas presents. Because this FedEx truck's back door is open, and there's 3 presents.
That's the voice of the driver who followed this FedEx truck as it spilled several packages. The FedEx driver unknowingly left the rear door open and didn't realize there was a problem until the driver behind him flashed his lights several times, alerting the truck driver to pull over.
Your back door's open. Your back door's open and packages have fallen out. Thank you.
While the FedEx driver was not too happy to learn he had lost several packages, the company says all of the packages were eventually accounted for and delivered on time.
Wow. Well, heading home for the holidays, winter storms could cause trouble for some travelers. But as ABC's David Curley explains, there is some good news, too, as gas prices dropped at the lowest level in 5 years.
Talk about a delay. Hard to fly when part of your jet's wing has just been broken off. The Southwest pilot may not have even realized it.
Yeah, it looks like you might have touched that American. Okay.
More than a touch of that Southwest wing and the tail of an American jet. It happened on the ground at New York's LaGuardia. Denver-bound passengers stuck, at least for a while. Today, long lines were the problem.
I'm looking at the lines going, oh boy.
Tomorrow, that heavy Christmas Eve storm could cause delays, and not just on the East Coast.
It's a Super Bowl effect. It'll delay the flight there. It'll delay the flight coming back.
The highways could be treacherous. States up and down the East Coast keeping an eye on it. AAA predicting a record number on the road this holiday season, nearly 90 million.
If it is a record breaker, experts believe part of the reason may be that surprise Christmas present consumers got, those low gas prices.
$2.40 a gallon, the lowest level in 5 years. 27 states now with gas under $2 a gallon. In Des Moines, it usually costs this driver $61 to fill up.
Today it was 31, so that's a real good deal.
There is no end in sight to these low gas prices, so drivers will save on their way back home as well. And hopefully, the weather will be better after this Christmas Eve storm. David Curley, ABC News, Washington.
All right, Jonathan.
Got a jacket on there. I don't know what that's like.
I know, we all know. Woo-hoo, cold.
We weren't able to rehearse this yet.
Yeah.
We're just giving our assignment.
Team forecasting. We can sum up this forecast.
I think I start, right?
3 words. Ho, ho, cold.
There you go. Jonathan, your cold was not
back to you.
Yeah,
well,
awesome.
I did not do well.
So is it going to get cold? We've had such warm weather the last
couple days. I could have done
You could have done
cold.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
It's always about you. No. We've got temperatures dropping down to the 30s in the mountains, and maybe some snow on the Grapevine. Can you believe it? Yeah, we went from 85 today in the forecast, looking ahead, to temperatures in the mid-30s in the mountains, dropping below average in LA. But it's going to take a couple days to get there. For now, today was warm. 83 was our high. Normally we're at 67. I mean, forget about it. This is just way above average. And it was breezy. Van Nuys saw gusts over, a lot of places saw gusts over 30, 35, 40 miles an hour. So the winds have backed off right now, but they're going to come back, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. But 65 at Long Beach at the moment. This time last night, you had some fog. So a nicer night right now. It's clear, and it is in the mid-60s from Long Beach to Santa Monica. 67, 70 in Van Nuys, again, and 73 Santa Clarita, 68 in Burbank, and 64 downtown Los Angeles, where, again, we saw 80s today, but it's all changing. Let's take a wide scope what's happening. Area low pressure bringing severe weather to portions of the country down in the southeast, where they have tornado watches right now and flash flood warnings. A lot of activity, unfortunately, going in through the evening and into early tomorrow morning. For us, well, there's a cold front up to the north, and this is an area low pressure with a cold front that's going to dive to the south. Now, we're not expecting any rain, except up in the northern counties. The north-facing slopes could see a little snow. I'll show you in just a moment. But the first thing we got to be concerned about is the winds coming through, and there's a high wind watch starting Wednesday at 10 p.m. Christmas Eve through Thursday, Christmas Day at 3 p.m. for all the mountain areas up through the Antelope Valley. We could see gusts over 60 in some of those spots around the mountain elevations, higher elevations in the mountains there in Ventura County and Santa Barbara County. Now, again, I mentioned some of the snow. That would be overnight, Wednesday. This is 11 p.m. See a little bit of rain way up in the northern counties, and then a little bit of snow accumulating above 6,000 feet, maybe even lower than that. So we could see some of that get a dusting around the Grapevine by Thursday afternoon. Otherwise, we're dry, and we're just looking at the winds and the temperatures falling way down for Christmas, back below average. So if we got a day tomorrow where they're above average but cooler. All right, 74 in LA is cooler than the 83 we had today. 74 Riverside, 69 Huntington Beach, and 64 Palmdale. But then we go through Christmas Day, and we really drop off. Look at that, 64. We're below average. Santa said, I got to wear the suit, so I need things to be a little cooler. You know, it's not I don't think it's a climate-controlled suit, so he needs it to be. Anyway, Friday's looking for about 66, and the weekend's looking fantastic. And then we go to next week. A few clouds come in on Monday. Temperatures back into the upper 60s. Valley's IE, one more day in the mid-70s, and then you're dropping way down to 62 on Thursday for Christmas Day. But it looks good. We're dry. The beach areas going down to 61 on Thursday. The weekend looks great. You're going to be in the lower 60s all throughout the mountains. You might have a little bit of a flurry again up in the northern counties overnight Wednesday to Thursday, but look at your high on Thursday, 35, 31 for a high on Friday, and the high desert chilling down to 49 for Christmas Day. That's it for me. We'll have more weather coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Jonathan.
You're welcome.
Orange County officials are pulling the plug on a holiday tradition in Ladera Ranch.
Still ahead, why residents are being forced to take down their Christmas lights or pay a massive fee.
Are you a last-minute Christmas shopper? Well, as you can see from the parking lot behind me, you're not alone. I'm Rob McMillan in Riverside. Coming up, we'll tell you about some places that will be staying open all night to accommodate you.
Are you making a list and checking it twice? You only have one full shopping day left before Christmas.
It's kind of scary, isn't it?
I know. I feel like Christmas Eve really isn't a full shopping day, even though it technically is.
But they always close early. Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan checked in on last-minute shoppers in Riverside.
The parking lots are packed, the stores are open late, and the rush to finish up Christmas shopping is on.
I wait last minute every year. I'm just a last-minute shopper.
And for many people, the reason is simple.
Poor time management.
A self-proclaimed procrastinator, Josie Brito, knows she's now paying the price.
So it kind of takes the joy away, you know, trying to find parking, return, people pushing you, people are not in a good mood.
Still, even if you are a last-minute shopper, you do have a bag full of options. Kohl's, for example, will be open all night tonight. And the same thing for Toys R Us. Many of their stores have been open non-stop since this past weekend. Still, navigating the crowds won't be easy.
It's pretty crowded. It's pretty crowded. Pretty crowded.
Even just to find parking is just you know, it's not fun.
And not just the parking lot.
Looking pretty bad. It took probably about 10 minutes just to get from La Sierra to here, so.
Of course, there are those who got all their holiday shopping done ahead of time and are stuck here in this mess anyway.
I'm sick, so I had to come get medicine.
We're last-minute shoppers because we ran out of Crisco.
The secret to survival? Maintain a good attitude.
It's fun for me, especially when it comes to my kids.
It's mostly about giving than receiving, so I'm delivering gifts as well, which is the fun part.
Besides Kohl's and Toys R Us, Macy's and Kmart will also be open overnight to accommodate last-minute shoppers. Still, don't wait too long. Only 2 nights until Christmas. In Riverside, Rob McMillan, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And we are updating the evening's top stories next at 7:30.
This is Eyewitness News on LA56 with live breaking news.
We are following breaking news at 7:30 here on LA56. Former President George H.W. Bush has been rushed to the hospital in Houston, Texas. Hello, I'm David Ono.
And I'm Colleen Sullivan. ABC News has learned President Bush was taken by ambulance to Houston's Methodist Hospital. It's said to be as a precaution after experiencing shortness of breath earlier this evening. The former president is 90 years old. 2 years ago at this time of year, President Bush spent nearly 2 months in the hospital being treated for bronchitis-related cough and other health issues. His office says he will be held for observation as a precaution. If we get any new details, we will bring them to you.
And a change of heart for Sony Pictures. The studio has decided to play its controversial film, The Interview, in theaters starting on Christmas Day. Tickets are already on sale at the Mission Grove Theater in Riverside, and the Laemmle NoHo 7 will show it on New Year's Eve. Many of the country's bigger theater chains decided against showing the film after hackers threatened attacks on moviegoers. It is a comedy about an assassination attempt on North Korea's leader.
It's something out of a Christmas movie. The entire neighborhood competing to put up the best display of lights, but now the county is intervening, saying any lights on public property must be taken down. Eyewitness News reporter Giovanna Lara spoke with residents in Ladera Ranch who have already been cited.
Decked out for the holidays, this Ladera Ranch home is among 30 to 40 others nearby, competing in a neighborhood holiday decoration contest put on by the local homeowners association.
I think it's really cool how they brighten up everybody's Christmas.
For several years now, Andrew Relvis's dad, Tony, has been decorating their home just like this. Takes him a week to do it, and they've won that contest 8 times.
In this neighborhood, it's great because everyone gets involved, and then we usually have probably a couple hundred people come by every night to look at it.
But now a county ordinance is dimming their holiday spirit. The Department of Orange County Public Works says 5 anonymous calls tipped them off to 21 homes that were in violation of an ordinance requiring permits to hang up lights on public property. Lights like these that hang across the street. The permits are expensive, $583 for an application fee, a $1,000 refundable surety bond, and proof of liability insurance for $1 million. Relvis doesn't have a permit, and he was cited last week. So if he doesn't take down these lights by 10 a.m. Wednesday, he could be fined as much as $500.
We understand that it's very important to hang holiday displays. We get it. Most of our families do it. Millions of people do it. We just want people to do it safely.
I'm all for safety. Come out and do a safety check, but don't have an ordinance where it becomes cost prohibitive for residents to decorate their neighborhoods.
That was Giovanna Lara reporting. Federal mediators are offering to help resolve a labor dispute that threatens to disrupt the movement of goods at ports along the West Coast. The dispute is between shipping lines and longshoremen who have been working without a contract since July. The longshoremen load and unload cargo at 29 ports from San Diego to Seattle, including the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach. So far, no talks have been announced between the two sides.
An app that facilitates the delivery of medical marijuana is being forced to stop service in the city of Los Angeles. City Attorney Mike Fuhrer secured preliminary injunction today against the app Nest Drop. The application serves as a middleman, allowing users with marijuana prescriptions to receive deliveries from registered dispensaries. Fuhrer says the app is in violation of Proposition D, which voters approved last year.
The court making very clear in granting the order that we sought that Nest Drop or any other app that would seek to enable medical marijuana to be delivered in Los Angeles is impermissible.
An attorney for Nest Drop says they will appeal the injunction. They released a statement saying, in part, "We are evaluating our options for the future in regards to Los Angeles and hope the city will change its misguided attempt at restricting medicine for patients. Until then, Nest Drop will continue to service all areas outside of Los Angeles city limits."
Christmas decorations may be to blame for a fire that ripped through a Newport Beach home early this morning. A neighbor managed to capture cell phone video. Firefighters say the flames broke out on the second floor. They say 3 women who lived there had to escape by jumping from the rooftop to rooftop. One suffered a broken back and broken ankles. Amanda lives downstairs, describes a scary wake-up call.
I yelled for my roommate, and it's time to go. I just ran out for whatever I had. And by the time he came outside, it was just the whole house was in flames.
Firefighters say it appears a Christmas tree is what set the house on fire. They're warning others to be extra careful as Christmas trees start to dry out. 4 units were damaged, leaving those who live there in need of a place to stay just before Christmas.
Hold on to your hats over the next few days. It is going to be quite windy here across Southern California. Those pesky Santa Ana winds will be blowing especially hard in the Inland Empire. As Eyewitness News reporter Q McCrae shows us, the winds are causing their fair share of damage and difficult driving conditions.
You may not have been able to see it, but you could definitely hear it. The wind was relentless in the Inland Empire. Portions of Rialto and Fontana were hit hard.
It's really bad. It's crazy. My car's just shaking around like crazy.
The Santa Anas didn't stop overnight. Dust clouds took over neighborhoods. Flags were wind-whipped. Trees looked blown inside out.
But I usually keep it in a hat and ponytail.
I gotcha.
Especially here. Otherwise, I won't see nothing.
There you go. Because we can hardly see you right now.
Yeah.
When you have a head of hair like Jimbo, blurred vision is a constant problem when it's this windy. Mother Nature was strong enough to topple this metal donations container in front of his business.
So you can go a mile and a half either direction. There ain't no wind. But right through here, all the way down through Rialto, you know, you don't want to be on the freeway on a bike and blow you off.
According to the National Weather Service, gusts higher than 65 miles per hour were recorded in mountain passes. What do you think about this wind?
It's the strongest I've been in a while. I'm from Tennessee.
We caught up with Cliff, gassing up his high-profile rental truck in the Cajon Pass.
Driving this truck, it's like all the wind hits the side of the truck and you're just back and forth. Of course, it's loaded with furniture too, so that doesn't help any.
Eric Griffin knows exactly what Cliff is talking about.
You don't really want to slow too down because you're almost standing still, and it seems like you're an easier target for a rollover.
We saw a lot of this morning too. High-profile vehicles pulled over to the side of the road. Motorists were waiting out the wind. As always, when the Santa Ana winds are howling, it is always best to drive cautiously. In Fontana, I'm Q McCrae, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
So let's get an update on whether those winds are still blowing. Here's Jonathan Novak.
Wind advisory's been dropped, David. Folks, so we've got a bit of a break tonight and tomorrow even before the winds will kick up again. And I'm going to tell you why in a second. We actually have a big cool down with a cold front coming through. 64 right now in downtown where it was 83 today. How about that? 67 at the coast. We head over to LAX, and that's your temperature right now. Updates there, Santa Clarita, 73. Hanging on to 68 in Palm Springs, 67 for both Santa Ana and San Clemente. Good for you guys, and good evening to you, I should say. 64 in downtown LA, 65 Long Beach. It's a nice evening. It's mild. Temperatures have cooled down to where we would normally be maybe in the springtime or at least early fall, and it's overall been pretty pleasant. But we have a high wind watch ahead for tomorrow. It starts at 10 p.m. That's because a system's going to come through. It's going to cool us down. It might even bring some snow. I'll tell you about that later. But for tomorrow, still mild in the mid-70s. We begin to cool down. Details on that system and Christmas weather coming up in a few.
Thank you, Jonathan. Yep. It has been a tough holiday season for a 9-year-old boy with cerebral palsy in South LA. His wheelchair, which was custom fit to his body, was stolen earlier this month. But today, he received a brand new one thanks to help from some of our viewers. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter was there for the exciting reveal.
Yeah. Arthur Day's smile says it all as this sweet 9-year-old gets a life-changing early Christmas surprise thanks to some generous Eyewitness News viewers.
Is it so comfortable?
Yeah. Arthur, who has cerebral palsy, has been suffering ever since a thief stole his specialized wheelchair earlier this month. But today, he's rolling once again, thanks to the kindness of the crew at Access Medical Incorporated in Anaheim.
For you to donate these chairs to do this for him before the holiday, I have hands down never had a better Christmas.
Normally, it would take 3 months and $9,000 to manufacture the fully customized chair. But Access Medical worked around the clock, putting together this state-of-the-art ride in just 3 weeks.
We had a lot of support from the manufacturers. When they heard Arthur's story, they also were willing to jump in, so they rushed the orders. And then our techs at Access Medical and our clinician just moved that forward.
The gift of giving continued with a special stroller from Conveyed Products, giving Arthur and his family some freedom.
They can't go anywhere without these wheelchairs. He can't go anywhere. His dad has to pick him up and carry him everywhere he goes unless he has the proper mobility product.
The search continues for the suspect who stole Arthur's wheelchair from the lobby of the family's South LA apartment here. Since the building has no elevator, that's where the chair will have to stay once again, but this time locked up tight.
They see him sit in it, and first thing he says, I like it. Merry Christmas. It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas right now.
In South Los Angeles, Leanne Suter, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Still ahead. New details coming out about an alleged gun trafficking involving a Delta Airlines employee.
She just hit our car. She just hit our car. She's pushing us off of the road.
Holiday road rage at its worst, a scary scene caught on video.
Plus, a skier gives us a unique view of the slopes in Vail. New details in an alleged gun trafficking ring that used commercial airlines to smuggle the weapons. 5 men are now charged, including a former Delta employee, Mark Henry, and a current one, Eugene Harvey. They're accused of smuggling at least 153 guns, including AK-47s, on Delta flights from Atlanta to JFK Airport over the past 8 months. As a Delta employee, Harvey was not subject to TSA screening. Henry had a lifetime of free companion flights because his mother also worked for the airline.
Millions of Americans are hitting the road this week, but not all of them will be giving or in the holiday spirit.
And we're learning 1 out of every 4 drivers will likely witness road rage over the holidays. ABC's Brandy Hitt shows us one especially frightening encounter that was captured on cell phone video.
She just hit our car. She just hit our car. She's pushing us off of the road. Yeah.
Caught in a frightening road rage rampage. Watch as 2 women in Northern California are chased by the driver of this pickup truck.
She keeps trying to hit us off the road.
In the moment, absolutely terrified. One of the women admits flipping the truck driver her middle finger for cutting them off. You can see the truck then swerve in front of them, the driver slamming on her brakes.
She got out of her car, started waving her arms at us, saying, "I'm a sheriff, I'm a sheriff."
All recorded on a cell phone, the women call the highway patrol for help.
She's saying that she's a cop. She's knocking on our window saying she's a cop.
Panicked, then relieved when officers arrive on scene, arresting Deirdre Orozco, who is not a sheriff, on several charges, including assault with a deadly weapon. It's certainly not the first time drivers have lost their temper.
And there may be more added stress this week. A recent survey shows 75% of people witnessed road rage during the winter holidays. Christmas is second, followed by Black Friday.
No.
These 2 angry drivers who appear to know each other have a different outcome. Perhaps a lesson we could all learn. Brandy Hitt, ABC News, Los Angeles.
There are a couple of kids who love toys.
Still ahead, the online reviews that have caught the attention of millions around the country. What Gabe and Garrett say kids really want this Christmas.
And could we end up seeing less of Kobe Bryant this year? Coming up in sports, what Lakers coach Byron Scott is planning to do with the superstar. It's an action selfie all captured with a GoPro camera. Check out this video of skiers heading down the slopes in Vail, Colorado. Before going downhill, I think they're snowboarders actually. They hooked up with cameras which capture these breathtaking close-up images. Unless you're an expert skier or boarder, which these guys do appear to be, you may not want to try this at home. I see one skiing, I thought one had a board, but I guess they had their skis close together. They're just so good, my goodness. I can never have my skis that close. I'm like,
my skis are close, and they're in the closet. They're just staying there because it's not safe for me to head out on the slopes. Not a good idea. Hey, speaking of cool stuff, I already asked you this week, but you weren't here when I asked, so
okay.
I've got to get this down. This is my gift book, so I need to know what you're getting me. So I've got I only got 2 lines for you here, so you only have to get me 2 things. So let's determine that now. What you got? Oh, David's getting me coal, by the way, which I thought was really nice because I got a grill.
Oh, okay.
So he said that was good. So anything in mind?
Oh,
no?
Goodness, that's not very nice.
You never gave him the rocks for Halloween either.
I'm just teasing.
Give him those.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah, a little rock garden.
Your presence is gift enough.
Oh, thank you, Jonathan. This weather is pretty much a fabulous gift, too, that you're telling us about.
Santa gave me a quick way to that moment, at least, to get past that one. All right, live Megalopolis 7000 HD. No, but that's true. Showing that we had some warm weather this afternoon. It was in the 80s, 84 San Gabriel. You know, it was 85 in some spots in the valley locations. Yeah, 85. Okay, yeah, the warm weather, though, was only here for today. As we head to tomorrow, things start cooling down, and I'll tell you about that in just a second because it also means higher winds. It also means that we could have some snow on the Grapevine. Yeah, it's 65 in Malibu right now. Temperatures are mild this evening, 73 Santa Clarita. Fraser Park's at 55. Some parts of the country are seeing some really unsettled weather, that big trough of low pressure dipping all the way to the southeast U.S., and we have this ridge of high pressure over us. But look to the north. This is a cold front. It's going to dip south. It's going to kick the winds up tomorrow night. The winds are back down for now, but they're going to kick up again tomorrow night. This is a high wind watch at 10 p.m., and it goes through Christmas Day at 3 p.m., mainly for the mountain areas of Ventura, Santa Barbara County, LA County, and up to the Antelope Valley. Winds could gust over 50 or even 60 miles an hour. So this is going to blow through, and it's going to bring the temperatures down to average or below, in fact, for Christmas Day. On top of that, we're going to see potentially some light snow falling up in the northern counties and the peaks around Fraser Park. You could see a couple of inches, actually. Future winds shows that the winds tomorrow are pretty much non-existent, not a problem. We head through Wednesday night, though, and they start kicking up as that front makes progress south. See this right here? These green shades and the yellow shades are 30 to 40 mile-an-hour winds. This is at midnight as you head in overnight from Christmas Eve into Christmas Day and Christmas morning. Christmas morning is at 9:30 in the morning, and you see here these winds are about 25, 30 miles an hour sustained. So we'll see gusts over that. So those winds make their way down to the Ventura County coast and into western portions of LA County. Highs tomorrow will be I'd say mild, but cooler than you saw today. 74 in LA, 74 in Riverside, and that 70 forecast for LA Metro and Orange County. All right, we got to cool down into Christmas Day. 64, and it's going to stay dry and partly cloudy. The Valley's IE, you're down to 62 on Christmas Day, and you'll stay in the lower 60s to mid-60s for that whole forecast. Let's check out the beach areas. 61 on Thursday after another warm day tomorrow, and you're in the lower 60s all throughout. No rain ahead except a little snow in the mountains. 35 on Christmas Day for your high temperature in the mountains, and the high desert only topping out at 49 on Christmas. So Santa's bringing the cold weather, guys. Good stuff. I like it.
Yeah, it'll feel like Christmas.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jonathan. Lakers are hosting the Golden State Warriors tonight, but are doing it without their superstar Kobe Bryant. KB was told by head coach Byron Scott to stay home and meet them at the team plane tomorrow in an attempt to get the 19-year vet some rest. Scott formulated the plan with Kobe last night after the 36-year-old missed 34 of 45 shots in his last 2 games and has seen his field goal percentage drop to 37%. KB is playing nearly 36 minutes a game in his 19th year, prompting Scott to make changes in the way he uses his superstar. After the two spoke last night, both came to this agreement. Clippers taking on Atlanta for the first time this year. Blake Griffin leading the early charge, spinning his way to 15 of his team-high 21 points in the first half as the Clips lead by 7 at the half. LA took a double-figure lead in the second half, but the Hawks responded, going on a 13-2 run early in the fourth quarter, building their own double-digit lead. Now it's the Clips' turn. Down 104-100, J.J. Redick knifes the hoop, cuts it to 2-point lead, and he scored 18 on the night. 6 seconds left. Clippers down 105-102 after a shaky start to the inbounds. Redick with a shot for the tie, but he is off the mark. Clippers lose their second string. Northern Illinois taking on Marshall in the Boca Raton Bowl. NIU getting on the board early as Drew Hare finds receiver Juan Briscosin for an 11-yard strike. Huskies take the early 7-point lead, but the Thundering Herd lived up to their moniker, led by quarterback Rakeem Cato, who helped Marshall rip off 24 of the next 27 points. Cato had 3 touchdown passes and also scored 1 on the ground. Marshall finishes the year 13-1, winning 52-23.
And more news straight ahead here at 7:30 and ahead tonight on Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7. We'll have the latest on our breaking news story. President George H.W. Walker Bush has been rushed to the Houston hospital after complaining about shortness of breath. We will have complete update on his condition. And just about everybody texts on their smartphones these days. What medical researchers say, all that texting is doing to your brain. These stories and all the late breaking news on Southern California's #1 late newscast, Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7. These are always such fun to look at. The spirit of the season in full swing. This is a look at some of you, how you are all celebrating, from cute kids and pets to decorating displays. We have loved sharing your pictures and videos this holiday season, and there is still time to show us your best. Just share your pictures on ABC7 Facebook page, Twitter, or Instagram using the hashtag ABC7Holiday.
But did you know there are kids who open toys for a living?
Jonathan Bloom has more on an unlikely family business that may give you a tip or two for your last-minute holiday shopping.
Ready, action.
Let's open this thing.
Those words are music to the ears of millions of kids.
Let's open this thing.
It's the catchphrase of two of YouTube's hottest young toy reviewers.
Hi, I'm Gabriel. Hi, I'm Garrett. From the Gabe and Garrett channel.
Gabe and Garrett are not actors, and their production company is Mom and Dad.
You guys like the music on this one?
Yeah, I like it.
In In fact, it all started by accident.
I was just following my kids around all the time with my camera. I like to document their lives. So I uploaded some on YouTube, and the views just exploded.
It wasn't long before the ad money came rolling in, and that's when Gabe and Garrett's dad took a leap of faith.
I was a little concerned because he had told me he was going to quit his job and do this full time.
But in the past year, they've made well over $500,000.
Ready, action.
Just making videos of the kids being themselves.
If they worked at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory as a chocolate worker, I mean, that's just fun, but you also get paid for doing it.
The kids have a special thing for Power Wheels and a garage full of them.
This is our toy vault.
And toys show up here by the truckload from companies hoping for a review.
There's a lot of kids in need, so we definitely give van loads of toys away.
Of course, when Christmas morning rolls around, the kids won't be reviewing anything. They'll be busy unboxing their own toys. But there is a good chance that Dad will be nearby with a camera.
Thank you for the cookies.
Last year's Christmas video was a hit, and the kids are already looking forward to next year's reviews.
A lot of Nerf stuff and Lego stuff.
So what do they get out of all this? Besides lots of cool toys, that money is letting them see the world. They've started homeschooling this year and traveling to places like Yosemite.
It was cool. We saw a lot of deer. And there was snow, and we built a snowman.
It's all part of the plan. When they get too old to make toy videos, don't be surprised to see Gabe and Garrett's outdoor adventures. In Sacramento, Jonathan Bloom, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Well, why didn't we think of that?
I know, what a fun job.
Thanks for joining us for Eyewitness News at 7:30 on LA56. Law & Order SVU is next on LA56.
And Eyewitness News continues at 11 p.m. on ABC7 and anytime on ABC7.com. We will see you tomorrow night.